Once my head is clear enough, I'm going to talk about the impact of the attacks in Moore County last night. But right now, if I try to discuss that, I don't have words. I just have rage. So for now, we're going to get the regularly scheduled sermon that I wrote earlier in the week. I'm doing it a little bit differently this week because typically these weekly messages are open to everybody, but directed at our members who already understand who we are and what we're about. This week I want to give a little bit of clarity to people who are a little less familiar with us to understand where we're coming from. When we first started this church, the people involved were a ragtag band of escapees from traditional and largely conservative churches who were in a radically different place from the spiritual environment where we started. Most of us have significant trauma related to the power that churches can bring to bear against vulnerable people, especially here in the South where religion is such a major part of public life. Our vision is to take that power and put it back into the hands of the people it's been weaponized against so that we can be useful in service to the community. We're a diverse group made up of progressive Christians, pagans, Buddhists, witches, agnostics, etc. We don't all pray the same way or to the same deity or even require you to pray at all. Our position is that the need to root our ethics in love and compassion and solidarity is universal. We're more alike than we are different. If you treat the dignity and well-being of the people around you as sacred, that's enough. What you believe about the nature or even existence of the divine is up to you to figure out without any control or coercion. Rather than dictating your private beliefs and practices, our common ground lies in a set of shared values that connect us to the community. We believe that every human life is just as valuable and holy as our own, regardless of circumstance, regardless of how they're categorized, from the first breath a person takes to the last. And that last part is important because it means that we are committed to honoring people's bodily autonomy rather than dictating their reproductive choices. To be completely explicit about it, the only person who knows whether continuing a pregnancy to term is a better choice than an abortion is the person who is actually pregnant. And we support the person's decision whichever way they choose. We understand that the racism, ableism, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, and classism in our society are destructive forces because we've experienced it firsthand. Looking at our leadership team, we are all neurodivergent. We all live paycheck to paycheck. Most of us are openly queer, and all of us have experienced some form of systemic oppression. So when we say that these systems are toxic and have to be dismantled and that we are committed to fighting against them, it's because this world is not safe for us until we do. That also means changing the ways that we are party to other people's suffering, either by participating or by turning a blind eye. We have to change this in order to be safe people for each other, and we are committed to doing that work. There's no miracle from on high coming to rescue us from the struggle. So we have to act from love and solidarity in order to keep our community safe. We also understand that the solutions to material problems are material rather than spiritual. When I was unhoused because my minimum wage retail job didn't pay enough to survive on, I was doing sex work that I didn't want just to survive. And none of the people who said they were praying for me were the ones who helped me change that situation. The ones who helped me change it were two coworkers at that retail job who were roommates who offered me their couch for $50 a week. Only by helping in tangible ways can we make life better for the people around us. If all you do about somebody else's suffering is get on your knees and pray about it, you might as well stay sitting on your behind. The prayers that count are the ones that we pray with our hands. I hope this makes it a little clearer who we are and what we're about. Spiritual and community supports don't have to mean trading your autonomy and your core self for hollow dogma. We can live in the real world while still making an impact on the lives of the people around us and supporting each other's growth.